Hey everyone, welcome back to Autism Uprooted with BioNexus Health. Today we shall be traveling to Seattle to speak with Maricris. Maricris is a Filipino-American, and her son is making great strides with his BioNexus plant-based medicine protocol. So let's go ahead and welcome Maricris to today's podcast.
Welcome to the BioNexus Health podcast with Dr. Jodie A. Dashore, who holds a PhD in integrative medicine, is board certified in integrative pediatrics, an internationally recognized pioneering clinician, and author. And now here's your host of BioNexus Health podcast, Dr. Jodie A. Dashore.
Hi, Maricris. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Dr. Dashore. Yes.
Good to see you. How is Seattle today?
Actually, we have a good weather today. It's not raining and, it's perfect.
Is it? Good. That's good to hear. You guys had a lot of snow, right? A couple of days ago?
Yes. Yeah, we did. That's unexpected. People here are looking forward for a nice weather. Yes. Usually we don't get snow at this time.
No, I heard. Yes. I have a patient in Oregon, and he said that, they had like a couple feet of snow outside. I'm like, oh my goodness. So you guys got the brunt of the storm.
Yes. And then I heard in California also they're having
California. Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, the weather's been crazy this year, but, I'm glad that Adrian's doing well.
Yes. That's why I wake up before we used to wake up late because how as a mom, we always have to sacrifice our time and making a lot of adjustment. And then, it's like, then you're normal.
Yes. So let's start with first of all, a big thank you for being here today. I know it'll be helpful to many other mothers out there listening to this podcast. So thank you so much. Let's start with how old is your son, and what made you decide to explore herbal medicine?
My son is gonna be 8 years old this coming March. And at the beginning at this journey, we don't know what to do like any other parents. So we did try a lot of things. We started biomedical when he was 3, 3.
What age was he diagnosed? He was diagnosed at 2.5?
Yes, 2.5. He was diagnosed at 2.5. And just like any other parents, we don't know what to do, so no one could help us. And we have no idea what's going on, so we just we just read a book about autism and what could help them, what could make their life better, because he's having constipation. It started from constipation when he was little boy. So we want to help him. We want to know what's going on. And then they just tell us, just take over the counter meds, take Maricris. And then I know that it's not in the long term that it's going to help them, because I know that there's cost for that. And then so now we went, no one could help us. And then so we went to the biomedical doctor, just like any other moms, that they would tell us, oh, you should try to, consult and see what's going on with your son. And so we did try that. And then we did try the other herbs, like the one that they gave us.
Yes.
It seems like it's not working. But then, of course, biomedical, there's a lot of pharmaceutical and all that. So nothing stick, it doesn't stick with Adrian. So when I found you, I was reading about, I was like, oh, I need to read more. Maybe I Google, I YouTube and everything. And then so I saw your one of your seminars. So I was like, wow. I was like, this is something is right. When the feeling is right, it's a mother's instinct, like any other moms, I know my son is having this issue. And then so he got tested. He got some, issue with mold and all that. And then I found you. So I know I just had this feeling that I need to go to this doctor. This doctor will help my son. And the way you explain things, I was like, oh, everything is making sense, the symptoms, everything. And I know it's a lot of information. It's overwhelming for me. I just keep moving like anybody. I just want to find a solution for my son. I just need to try this. And then, yeah. So, and then it worked. I know herb, always natural medicine. I know my mom, I was raised in a family that we believe in herbs and all natural remedies. So,
Yes.
and I always, go for that. So that's
So
why I always.
so your family believes in natural medicine. That is you're originally from the Philippines.
Yes, Dr. Dashore.
Yes, very holistic culture, right? Home remedies. Yes, yeah. I have many patients from there. Beautiful. Yeah. Excellent, excellent. So I'm really glad that we found each other, and we ran a lot of labs for Adrian.
Mhm.
And how did you feel when you saw all of the, all of the issues that showed up in the labs, all of the medical issues?
I was overwhelmed. Me and my husband, we were looking at it. It's like, oh my God. And this is a lot, the values for the mold. And I'm like, wow, this is not even normal, like that's why no wonder. And of course, how we feel with how his, like his symptoms, his before and after now. Like it's overwhelming. Like we cannot even like we cannot even like how are we gonna start this? Yeah, we have to, whatever, like the diet and all the, healthy eating habits that, we have to
Yes.
these things. It's overwhelming. So I told my husband we better start reading rather than talking, because I know it's a lot of information. It's easy to, but then we have to like kinda, like take things slowly, one step at a time. We do this and then we do that rather than it's because it's overwhelming, Dr. Dashore. And of course, Adrian is not feeling well also, they're having this on and off, like.
Absolutely. Yes, it's not easy being an autism mom. I remember those days. Now, looking at Adrian's labs, we had a lot going on, right? Visual contrast sensitivity, the Hertz me testing, the Marcons, the stool test, the urine test, the cheek swab. All of the results came back, and we had some genetic issues going on. We
Yes.
had some toxins, some infections. So all in all, yes, I can understand. We also found some digestive issues going on, some dietary concerns going on, that his body was not processing all the nourishment that he was getting. So can you describe for me some of the symptoms which were concerning to you?
First of all, the constipation, and
Yes.
then eater, like, any other autism kids, they
He
would
was a
have
picky eater.
eater, and, the attention is not there.
Hmm.
And then is always irritated. And then, fine motor skills. And I guess because of those, so many things is going on. And then you cannot yeah, because we're doing OT, there's a lot of things going on with my son. Like he's irritated, and then, he just he's not sitting still, like that's from the teacher when he went to go, when he go to preschool, he cannot pay attention. He's always running around, and not just that, like, he's always red in his cheeks. So I know that there's some sort of like, because there's a issue with his stomach, with the diet. So he's getting all these allergies, like, red eczema and.
Okay, eczema as well. Yes, yeah. When you have gut issues, right? Leaky gut,
Mhm.
that's when you will see. Now, we didn't have just a leaky gut. We had a lot of, I'm looking here, we had pretty severe issues going on in his gut, right? Including SIBO. We had the small intestinal bacterial overgrowth as well. Okay. Now, I remember we came up with a customized protocol for Adrian. I came up with one. I explained the protocol to you. It was a lot, of course, because we had a lot going on with him. How did you manage? How did Adrian manage? How did you manage the capsules, the herbals, the taste? Because he is or was a picky eater. So how did all of that work out for you?
So what I did is like I have to make like any other parents, we struggle. So what I do, I always have to mix it, the herbs, I diluted it, whatever instruction you gave me. And so at first, he doesn't want to take it like any other kids. But so when I try to mix it with water, and like, so he actually, like, the thing about Adrian, he doesn't want to take it, but then when you talk to him, he understands. So
Okay.
so yeah, when he tried it, then it's okay. At the beginning he's hesitant, but then when he tried it, it's fine. And then so I just gave it to him, and then
That's
so
good.
for the capsule, I have to mix it and dilute it. So I have to put it in a syringe.
Okay.
But the capsule, he won't take anything like the real one. So I have to put it in the water and dilute it and syringe it. So it takes a lot of time. So like to do it, but like it's for your son, you have to wake up every morning and never, like what you said, doctor, I was inspired by you and other parents. Never give up. Try it. Don't assume that they will not take it. Sometimes we're thinking how they're gonna take this all, there's a lot. But then yeah, just like any other parents, I keep trying and trying, and then so he get used to it. At first he doesn't like it. It takes a lot of patience. I guess, like I always have to talk to him. No, it's good, Adrian. Try it. It's okay. And then I just waited until he opened his mouth. Because kids, you don't want to, I have to approach him because I know him. I know my son that, yeah, I have to let him trust me. And then he did try. And then eventually, thank goodness, he likes the herbs, Dr. Dashore. He does. So I'm grateful for that. So everything is easy as the day he get used to it, like the 3 doses and
Okay.
binders. So
I'm
yeah,
I'm glad as well. I love the way you calmly and peacefully said, you know what, I need to do this. I'm going to try with a syringe because Adrian cannot swallow capsules yet. And you did, it takes between 5 and 10 attempts for a child to eventually get used to it, and then children on the spectrum who have many underlying medical issues are very sensitive. They have strong intuition. And when they start to feel better on the inside, they realize that the herbs and supplements are making me feel better. And then they don't mind the taste of the herbals or the taste of the supplements. Some mothers put it in juice, some mothers put it in applesauce, the capsules, I mean.
yes.
So for some families that seems to work, but yes, the kids, even picky eaters, if you stick with it, with patience, if you know your child, I think eventually most mothers find a way.
Yes,
Right. I mean, especially if you want to be non-invasive, because there are many new experimental methods out there which they claim works for autism are so invasive.
yes.
Right? So some of them are majorly invasive, and it's just if you want to be all natural, you do have to be patient, like you said.
Yes, Dr. Dashore. That's what we do. We never give up. It's always like, oh, we have to keep moving. And I guess like what you said, when our kids, even they know when it's helping them, they will take it because he knows that he feel better after taking it. That's why I don't have, like, I was like, oh, is it gonna be, so I didn't doubt it because the first attempt, and then it takes, like, I waited 2 hours. Adrian, it's all right, come here. And then he's looking at it like, huh? So my approach, it's about approach. So I learned this from other people. So, like, how we have to let our kids trust us, so that and then so yeah, I'm just thankful that everything in this journey, like, giving all this supplements and all the herbs, yeah, he will take it and then he will feel better.
I love it. I love it. Now I remember when I first met you, the stress on your face, you were worried about the pandas, the heavy metal testing that was done. You were really worried about that. And we did more testing. And then when you saw the results, you were even more worried. But now look at you. I mean, all smiles. He's doing really well, isn't he? Can you?
And guess what? When we did your protocol, because I always like to challenge my son, like, he's my only one. So I said, take Adrian. So I told my husband, because he's doing the protocol. So we were like a team, me and my husband. So when I go to work, you take care of his herbs. So I'm AM and you're PM. So we have this text messages. That's all we talk about. Did you do their herbs? How about the capsules? Okay, make sure, because I have those cups and there's time in it too. And
Oh,
make
you
sure
guys are amazing. I love it.
no junk food. So we're
Yeah.
like, and then we're just going this whole situation like the new normal. This is the new normal. We have, I'm so inspired. We have to be like, you know, don't let get any rainy day. You have to be strong, Like, wait, I have this all motivational from other people and from you. I like positive people. That's how this, like, it's like we always have to approach things positively. So we always keep this in our mind. So we brought Adrian to a vacation twice in a 5-hour flight, Dr. Dashore. So no problem at all. So I know, like, every day, because there's so many, because there's an improvement. Sometimes it's hard to catch it with your own eyes because your
Yes.
schedule, you're just amazed, like, suddenly your son is this different person one day. Like, oh, my son is making a choices now. Like, I didn't know that. I was just surprised. Like, yesterday, it's like he doesn't like certain things. Like, like, oh, now he likes this one. Before, you can never tell them now they're not. That I know that something is moving. That's why I was like, oh, now we have more time. Like what you said before, we're more stressed out, more time for taking care of things. Like, it's more like relaxed now. Adrian could be independent now. Like, we could leave him now. And then he follows direction. And I was like, wow, it's a big change for us.
So he's relaxed and he's independent. He's happy.
Happy. And like when you ask him to do, like, like, Adrian, go get your towel, gonna take a shower. Like most, like, I was like, oh wow. It's like now he gets the everything. He's more independent. And that's what, it makes it easier for us
How is
compared to.
his gut? Sorry, how's his gut?
It's okay. His gut is good now, doctor, because he's eating and his, like, fine motor skills. Because before he's having an issue like eating and his, like, regular food, like, you always want specific. Actually, now he's willing to try different food now, Dr. Dashore. He's eating all this basmati rice with, he likes curries and all those. Yes. And he looked at it. Before, he doesn't like to try. That's why I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know. Like, when did it happen? Did I miss something? Sometimes, it's hard to. So me and my husband were thinking, did you notice about Adrian? He's like, when he doesn't like something, he's like, he will give you like a sign, like, oh mom, no, but kind of like move this way.
Right.
I can't believe my boy is more maturing now, like, it's just a baby. Now he's making his own choice.
Yes, so he's showing you signs of emotional maturity as well, right? He's making good choices. He is, I believe you said he's demonstrating self-regulation. You were able to take him on long flights. He was quiet, well-behaved.
And he did 10-hour flight, Dr. Dashore. We just came back from Japan.
Oh my goodness, really?
Yes, we did the
Oh,
on
yay.
we did
Awesome. I love it.
we did the onsen bath because I told my husband he did the our flight because I want to see him. It's not about that because I want to desensitize his sensory. I want to see from before and after. And then now, oh my God, he doesn't have any sensory issue anymore. And then now, like he likes to. We went to the busiest area. He doesn't have any issue with like he used to before. From
Sights and sounds and noises all gone.
oh, I was like, wow, he
Okay.
out. I feel like wow, now I know. Like, oh my God. Like, I'm so happy. I was like, I even tell my sister, oh yeah, we took Adrian. Really? You guys said it? Yes, we even took the subway train. We did the Shinkansen train, the bullet train. He doesn't have a problem with it. He's just sitting there. He's he's like, oh, he's looking around like nothing. Like he likes the sightseeing. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
bothered thing. Like
That's
before he used
that's
to get sounds.
He used to be bothered with sounds.
Like loud noises, like
Mm-hmm.
the anything, like when you take the train, they make
Yes,
this thing sound.
yes, yes.
And I could take him to the public restroom. Before he doesn't like going to the restroom because of the dryer thing that goes, you put your hands in.
Right, right, right. Okay.
You look around because that's the reason why doctor like I like to bring him out so he gets to the surroundings. Because before I couldn't, like, when we go to the mall, even he doesn't like to go like, places. But
Right.
now he likes to explore, and I was like, wow. So I started slowly. It's like, let's see how Asian would.
Look, I mean, you're telling me about some humongous improvements. He's just a whole other person.
He
He's just,
is.
right? He's coming back to us. I mean, in a big way. You mentioned he's not constipated anymore. His gut is better. How is his moods and how is his sleep?
He sleep like he's still right now. I know he's sleeping like, oh my God, like
Much better, really well.
much better. Like twice. Like he before he doesn't take a nap. Now he takes a nap. He will wake up early in the morning and then say, Adrian, you can still early. You can go to sleep. And then he would just, oh, like, he would, now he's sleeping. Now I can sleep too, because, like I said,
Yeah, yeah.
so much lately. That's why I said, my husband's like, are you sure? Yes, because, sometimes we have to challenge our kids. Because I see Adrian, he likes to see other people. And then, let's see how he does. Because sometimes we have to see from before and after. Because before we used to like shield him, like, he doesn't like doing this. But sometimes we have to open our mind because, he's growing. And I could see like he likes to socialize now. He likes to be around because, and he likes to, like he's so sweet lately. Like he's hugging me. Like he would do this to me. Like,
Oh, he's a lovey. Oh,
yes, like,
beautiful.
yes. That's why right now it's like, wow, Adrian doesn't, if he doesn't want it, he would be like, no, mom, I don't want to go.
Okay, so no, mom, I don't want to go. Look at that. Right. Now, you had mentioned he was always annoyed. He was always irritated. How is that now?
Now, no. The only thing that if he doesn't like, like he would just like something like if he doesn't want to eat. Because before it's like a routine, but now if he doesn't want to eat, he would like, like he would not do it. But now I haven't seen no mood swings from before. That's why I mean, it's like, I told my husband, it's not a mood swing. So we always, pay attention to Adrian. That's what we do. Because I always tell him so that we know his progress. And from we see the difference also, because the kids in the spectrum, it's hard to know if they're having a meltdown or having
Right.
if they're not agreeing for what we're trying to do with him. But
Right.
now, likely we're seeing is something that choices, like the maturity, because it's,
Yes.
natively they're like, wow, like Dr. Dashore, it's like I cannot talk, I cannot, because I'm overwhelmed, like every day, like, because we're busy mom, I go to work too, so when I see my, oh, that's new to Adrian. So I have to talk to my husband. Did you see Adrian? So that's how we communicate every day. We call, like, did you see how, like, he doesn't want to eat? And then usually, something is, he's crying. Something is painful. He's crying. I know. You see the difference between what he likes, what
Mm-hmm.
something is not feeling well. So you have to know the difference, because sometimes, I know that's his lowest. Like, he doesn't even say it, because I know my son, he always like in one corner if he's in pain,
If
like
he's not feeling well, right, right.
but
Yeah.
now I haven't seen anything like that to Adrian. He's feeling good. And then every time I said medicine time, Adrian, herbs time, and then he would just come in and like open his mouth, and he loves the spray and the nose, and I let him do the nasal spray that the NSB one. He would, oh, Adrian, put it in your nose, and he would breathe on it. So I said, "Oh, this is something that really helps him, because kids wouldn't take it if it doesn't help them." That's what I told my husband. "See, I told you, it takes a lot of patience. We do, we feel good. That's like our motivation."
Yes.
Me and my husband, like, we gotta keep moving. Don't we still have but then we need to keep moving. We have to maintain, like we really work hard on his diet and everything, so we don't want to.
You
you know
have, you have indeed. You've managed to work on his diet, his herbals, the capsules, and you work, your husband works, and I love the way both of you coordinate
Yes.
Adrian's care. How is Adrian doing at school?
So he's basically like homeschooled, because he's doing ABA here. So we kind of combine.
Okay,
And
okay,
I know that the herbs, so it's convenient also, because we're giving this
right.
herbs, and then they want to do the ABA and then school. So we're doing it at home. So
That's great. I mean, in the US and in the West, homeschooling has gained a lot of momentum. In the last 10 years, homeschooling has gained tremendous momentum. I mean, studies have been done, and many studies show that a lot of homeschooled kids get actually higher scores on their SATs, and they are getting into the major Ivy League schools and what have you. So absolutely, I mean, if they are homeschooled correctly,
yes.
it,
And
it's a big movement now. It's a big movement, like you said, good food, a good environment, and then other homeschooling parents, you can have socialization, you can have play dates. But how is he doing academically?
because right now, like, because right now he's doing a lot of we have goals in the ABA, before the attention.
Yes.
But I realized, because now we're doing this protocol, he's gaining more attention to what they're doing, like the basic stuff.
Yes.
He's following direction, so he's getting there, like he's trying to write. Before, you couldn't not let him sit down. When he used to go to school at the local school here, the teacher always keeps telling me, Adrian is running around, cannot focus. But now, every activity, Adrian. So that's the most important thing. He would follow direction. He would doodle. He would try to, Adrian, do this one. And then before he's frustrated, he doesn't want to do it. They cannot sit down
Right.
area. But now he's doing well, as the ABA therapist comes in here, and oh, Adrian, we're doing this, and he's always like happy. He's a happy kid. He always wanna, you know. I
Amazing.
never like
Yeah.
complain or anything, like he's having a meltdown or anything like that. That's why we're so thankful. I was like, oh, something is moving. We just had this. We're like in the right direction. That, like, I'm glad that I found you. Dr. Dashore, seriously. Because if I could go to another route, because there's a lot of biomedical out there, there's this and try that one and this one. And then but yes, I'm just so grateful.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a privilege and a blessing to help your family. I'm so glad Adrian is doing well. I'm happy to see smiles on your face.
Yes.
Right. I'm sure Larry is happy as well. And, I'm glad you had a fantastic vacation.
And he likes the hot bath.
Oh, he likes the Epsom salt bath. Oh,
yes.
bless him. Such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart.
And I took a video. Oh my God. I took a video. He's eating because they have this, because I know in Japan they have like this, food. So I have to find a place like with gluten-free grocery store. So my luggage is full with, I have your herbs in there. So I watch your podcast. So I make notes. So I make sure I have the spray and then, but I told my husband, we let's see how Adrian, because he did good. We never took him to a swimming pool, always in the salt water, because he loves the water, Dr. Dashore. He likes to swim.
Oh, nice. Nice.
That's why I think Adrian would be nice because, because I know in Japan they have this, the bath, the onsen bath. It's like a sulfur. They said like it's good for your natural water bath. So we did try that to him and he likes it. So we took a video. Like he never complains. I was like, oh, that's a different Adrian. Oh, look at him.
He's having fun, no more sensory issues. That's great. That's great.
And nobody knows that even he has this, on the plane, he's so calm, like, oh, like that's how I see, like everybody thinks like, I was like thinking like, he's not gonna like the train ride. It would be like, usually kids, they would be like, but everything is so smooth. Even at the airport, even anything, he's not running around. Like, Adrian, stay here with mom. And I would stay with mom. Like, that's why I was like, oh, I thought it's, yeah, I thought it was like, because, we even took the 3 rides. I told my husband, we want to see how Adrian is. Let's see. And he even wear his mask on. Yeah, the flight attendant was so impressed because most kids, they don't like wearing masks, but
Right.
he was wearing masks.
Yeah, he's really calmed down. He's really matured. And
Yes.
I'm just amazed, that he was so well behaved on the flight and this is, so you didn't have to drug your child. You didn't have to put him full of Benadryl, full of nothing, nothing of that sort, so this is real recovery of a child. This is the true recovery.
And then, because we went to this temple, because over there in Japan, there's so many temples. He was just looking at, like, and I'm
exploring.
It does. And then one time I make him watch because I know, Adrian, you're gonna be bored. It's a long flight, so I made some video for you to watch. And I know they have a free Wi-Fi. So now I didn't teach him how to skip the ads, Dr. Dashore. He skipped the ads on YouTube.
Oh goodness.
Oh, wow. And I told my husband, did you see how Adrian, I never taught him how to do that YouTube because he usually watch it on the TV. But then, I know because it's a long flight, Adrian, maybe, I'll make him watch a little bit. And he would skip the ads. Like, he knows. I was like, oh my God, maybe he knows. He already explored without us knowing because I know he has his tablet, like for the, yeah, I was just amazed recently. Dr. Dashore, we just got back. And then, yeah, like we have another buddy here. That's what I said, because he's growing. But I hate him. I don't like the idea that our kids is growing because he's my baby.
Oh, of course. But yes, I mean, trust me, you have both been through this, ups and downs in Adrian's life together, and he's always going to be very close to his mom.
Yes, you're right, Dr. Dashore. And then I like the fact that he would wait for me, like, oh, it's time for bedtime, because he knows that I'm off.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's trying to wait for me to go to bed. Okay, go to bed. But then,
how sweet.
And then I go do my chores because I always do his medicines, like his capsules at night. So
Yeah.
fill those cups. So make sure I have everything like ready. So I told my husband, yeah, you have to get to know Adrian. That's how Adrian works. Like sometimes he's so sweet. He likes to wait for you, and
Mhm.
yeah. So everything is a lot of things going on.
Well, I think we are going to continue to see progress. He is going to go on the speech blend as well. So, we'll see additional improvements with his language, communication, understanding. He's doing pretty well now. He's on the right path. So
And
I hope, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. A pleasure. So I hope you will join me again,
yes, Doctor.
soon, I hope, right? To share to share the additional gains that we are seeing with Adrian. I mean, I just, even now you said, right? No one could really
Yeah.
say that he's got any issues.
Yes, Dr. Dashore. Imagine
Beautiful.
we took the bullet train for 2.5 hours. He's like sitting there, like, because I know I have everything. Here's your sandwich. We're just sitting there, like, oh, nothing. Because over there, it's so quiet. Everything is so quiet. I was just so amazed, Dr. Dashore, to be honest with you, when we get back. Like, wow, Adrian. Oh, I feel like we gained another buddy because we're like sitting together, me and my husband, and then Adrian's like, oh, it's just we're eating, he's eating. It's like, oh, it was like a different person, to be honest.
Very
Like,
nice. Very nice. And speaking of different person, you seem like a different person as well. And I absolutely love it.
I do, because now how it is. We sacrifice a lot from the beginnings at this journey. We gotta do it. Sometimes we forget ourselves. But now we're like, me and my husband. Like, now we could take our time. Like, I mean, like, like whatever we're doing. Like, oh, we have to. Like, we're implementing a good lifestyle for Adrian. So I said, it's a learning curve for us
Mhm.
to to clean healthy. We clean our environment, we eat healthy, we
Yes.
like try to relax, like balance everything. Like I told my husband, me and my husband, we motivate each other. Like, so what's I said, Adrian is our motivation. We have to motivate ourselves so we could take care of Adrian. So if we're balanced, and it's a good positive outlook for Adrian also, Dr. Dashore. We want to give him a good environment that we're not going to be stressful. We know it's a lot of stress. No, we don't have sleep. We were all like that. We were like, me and my husband were always joke around. That's like, we have to have some fun for a little bit for this. Like, we try to balance. That's why we took a trip, because I'm thinking, oh, Adrian managed to go to like a 5-hour flight last time. So we're like, oh yeah. We really don't escape, Dr. Dashore, because like before we do a lot of things for Adrian. So that's why we did this, because we know that he's improving, and you know.
Yes, he's on his way. That is for sure. He's going to be a beautiful, bright young man that will make you proud.
I'm so happy. I'm so thankful for you. And that's why I told my husband, see, I told you, just if you have any question, I even told him I always have to pass. We're like, oh, make sure you go to YouTube, go to Dr. Dashore. There's the subject there. Everything is there. And then there's a book here. So I always put a tab on the book if we have a question again, because sometimes I have to go back. So that's how we do this whole thing. Have to make it fun. I know it's a lot of work. And I told
It
my husband,
is. It is. Oh, yes, I forgot. You have studied my book as well. That's amazing.
yes, because I was like, I love Dr. Dashore. I like the way he explained.
Oh,
No, that's what I told my husband. I better see her. I better see her. That's why. And I'm glad that I got to see you, because you're always fully booked. As a new patient. Before.
I'm glad as well. I'm really glad. Especially holistic cultures that people like yourself, already know and have experience with natural medicine, right? Herbal medicine. The same thing with me, growing up, my mom would go for natural treatments before any kind of conventional or allopathic medicines. I hardly remember. It was always home remedies, and we did fine. We did just fine with all that. Right.
Yeah.
Herbals can be very strong.
It's perfect. Like
Yes.
I just had this instinct in me. I always follow it. And of course, we always pray and then like always keep us in the right direction. And I'm, when I see you and then I was like, oh, it makes sense because I read your book and then I watch your seminars. Like each one of them, I go back again. I remember she talked about it. I need to go back because, there's so much information. And then that gives us a lot of patience also as a parent because we see a lot of, from, it's not like a smooth,
Yes.
it's bumpy road, but it gives you motivation. No, it's part of the symptoms. And I told my husband, because from the beginning, like, I know he's like, kids, they're biting, they're having this issue, the reaction from before, because we don't know yet what's going on, that it's a mold, constipation, whatever it is before. So it's like, oh, we have to, it might be the reaction, from maybe he's having this, like, until we find the lab, like, that it makes sense. So that's why we become patient through the journey because we were thinking it's part of the healing process. Like
True. Once you see his labs, then once you study what's going on in his body, then you become more patient because you know that little body is going through so much and that we have to help them. Yeah. It's not easy with mold, biotoxin, Lyme disease, and then PANS issues. Yeah. But, I'm glad everything has worked out for you and Adrian and your beautiful family. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you to Dr. Dashore. That's why I was like, I want you to update Dr. Dashore because we just, like, we're just so busy every day. Like we do this routine. And then, so I said, let's see how Adrian, let's challenge him.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes.
Much improvement.
Sorry.
So much improvement for him.
So much improvement. Yes. Yeah. Well, he is going to continue to surprise and delight you even more. And I shall see you soon, I think, at your next follow-up, right?
Yes, doctor. Yes.
Well, enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. You too, Dr. Dashore. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me to give this because I'm so grateful to you.
It's been a blessing.
Thank you for joining Master Herbalist Dr. Jodie A. Dashore, Director of the BioNexus Health Clinic and BioNexus Herbals, on the BioNexus Health podcast, where we explore and share information and stories about recovering and healing from chronic and environmental illnesses such as mold biotoxin illness, Lyme disease, autism spectrum disorder, fatigue, Crohn's and colitis, mast cell activation syndrome, PANS, and more. Please help us grow our message by subscribing to our podcast channel and sharing the podcast on your social networks. For more information, visit bionexushealth.com.
Information within this video, audio, or text, collectively known as the podcast, has not been reviewed by the FDA. Nothing within the podcast is intended as or should be construed as medical advice. Information is for general informational and educational purposes only. Consumers of the podcast should consult with their healthcare practitioners for medical recommendations. Seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider. Do not disregard the advice of a healthcare provider based on any information from the podcast. The information within the podcast may contain information concerning dietary supplements or over-the-counter products that are not drugged. Our dietary supplement products are not intended for use as a means to cure, treat, prevent, diagnose, or mitigate any disease or other medical or abnormal condition.